Good evening, I'm Richard Wolff, and today we're going to examine a topic that has dominated headlines and living rooms alike, the growing instability surrounding Donald Trump's presidency. But unlike the mainstream media, which focuses obsessively on personalities, scandals, and polling data, we're going to take a deeper dive, a structural analysis grounded in economics, history, and class dynamics. Because the truth is this, Trump's presidency is in serious trouble, and the roots of that trouble lie not just in his behavior, but in the contradictions of the capitalist system he represents and fiercely protects. The illusion of economic success. Let's begin where Trump himself insists he's been most successful, the economy. We were told that Trump was a businessman, someone who would run the country like a corporation, efficiently, profitably, like a CEO managing a boardroom. What we got instead was an administration laser-focused on deregulation, corporate tax cuts, and protectionist nationalism, all framed as a populist economic revival. But here's the economic reality. The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was a massive gift to the wealthiest corporations and individuals. It did not trickle down to workers. Instead, it fueled record-breaking stock buybacks. Real wages remained largely stagnant even before COVID-19. Millions were working 2 or 3 jobs to survive. That's not success, that's systemic failure. Trump's trade wars, especially with China, did not bring manufacturing jobs back to the US. They disrupted supply chains and caused economic uncertainty in key sectors like agriculture and tech. And let's not forget the exploding deficit. Republicans love to talk about fiscal responsibility until they're in power. This is not a prosperous economy for the working class. It is a manipulated one, designed to benefit the capitalist elite, wrapped in nationalist rhetoric to mask the class warfare it wages. Capitalism's crisis, not just Trump's now. We need to understand something critical. Trump is not the disease. He is a symptom of a decaying capitalist system entering another period of crisis. The 2008 financial crash exposed the failures of deregulated finance capitalism. Millions lost their homes, their jobs, their savings, and the political establishment did nothing meaningful to punish the perpetrators. What followed was a deep erosion of trust in institutions, in both parties, in the media, in experts. Trump rose to power by exploiting that vacuum, promising to drain the swamp. Though, of course, he merely refilled it with Goldman Sachs alumni and billionaire cronies. Capitalism breeds inequality. That's not a flaw, it's a feature. Trump's presidency has simply accelerated that inequality, making the contradictions sharper and more visible. We now live in a country where the top 1% own more wealth than the bottom 90%. Half of Americans couldn't handle a $500 emergency. Billionaires got richer during a global pandemic, while essential workers were called heroes, but paid like expendables. That's not a Trump problem. That's capitalism in its late stage. Political instability. When economic systems fail to deliver basic stability and dignity, political systems fracture. Trump's presidency has seen extraordinary political polarization. But again, this is not a unique product of his personality. It is the political expression of a deeper class conflict that American politics has refused to name for decades. The left has grown disillusioned with corporate Democrats and the neoliberal consensus. The right has increasingly embraced authoritarianism, conspiracies, and open bigotry. The center? It is vanishing, precisely because it offers no solutions, just more of the same. Trump's legal troubles, from indictments to lawsuits, are serious. But let's be clear, these are surface-level symptoms of a deeper legitimacy crisis. When a capitalist system becomes this unequal, when democracy becomes this hollowed out, the rule of law itself becomes selective, a tool of class power rather than impartial justice. The political center cannot hold because it serves a system that is no longer delivering for the majority. That's why Trump remains both popular and toxic. He exposes the instability even as he deepens it. The coming reckoning. So what does it mean to say that Trump's presidency and the system it represents is in serious trouble? It means we are nearing a historical inflection point. The choices ahead are not between Trump and Biden or red versus blue. They are about whether we confront the failures of capitalism head-on or continue to spiral deeper into authoritarianism, inequality, and ecological collapse. The working class is awakening. Strikes are on the rise. Union drives are spreading. Young people are rejecting capitalism more openly than any generation in decades. These are hopeful signs. But hope must be organized. We need systemic change, not cosmetic reform. A democratized economy where workers control the means of production, a political system that serves the many, not the few, a media landscape that informs rather than manipulates. Trump's troubles in this context are part of a broader unraveling. His downfall, whether through elections, legal convictions, or internal collapse, will not fix what's broken. Only a mass movement rooted in economic justice, democratic control, and class solidarity can do that. So yes, Trump's presidency is in serious trouble, but don't let the media spectacle distract you from the real crisis, the crumbling of a capitalist system that has long outlived its usefulness to the majority of people. Now is not the time for cynicism or apathy. Now is the time to organize, educate, and agitate, because the future will be determined not by the powerful few, but by the mobilized many. Thank you for listening. I'm Richard Wolff. Until next time, keep questioning, keep organizing, and never accept the idea that there is no alternative. Would you like a video version of this script, slides to accompany it, or quotes pulled out for social media?